Okay, so we're going to start the meeting now. The Town Council organizational meeting and special Town Council meeting, Monday, December 6th. Welcome, everyone. Clerk Marilyn, may we please have roll call?
Yes, Mr. Burway.
Present.
Mr. Jinks. Mr. Mylum.
Present.
Ms. Nichols. Here. Mr. Bonner. Here. Mr. Talbot.
Here.
Mr. Delaware.
Here.
Mr. Walsh.
Here.
We have a quorum present.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Did you call my name? No, you skipped it. Mr. Slocum. Mr. Slocum. Well, that's all right. Well, it's okay.
You're not on the list. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, at this time, I will call for nominations for council chairperson.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
I would like to nominate Tim Slocum for chair.
Tim Slocum.
Yes.
Okay, are there any other nominations? Oh, is there a second? Anyone seconding? Sandy Pavano seconds it. Are there any other nominations? Peter?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I will nominate Sylvia Nichols as chair.
And do I have a second for Sylvia?
I'll second.
Okay,
Madam Clerk, if I may, Sylvia Nichols has served on this council for more than a decade. She has proven herself to be a person who gives careful thought to her decisions and always considers what is best, what is in the best interest of Cheshire. 2021 was an historic election for this town. Of the 18 candidates who ran, 10 of those individuals were women, 6 of the 9 for the Democrats, and 4 of the 9 for the Republicans. This has never happened before. In Cheshire's history, Sandra Morris is the only woman to hold a leadership role on the town council. It's time we changed that. Thank you.
do we go to a vote now? Vote. Oh, one more. Okay. Are there any other nominations for anyone for chair of council? No. Are there any other nominations? Last call. So seeing none, we have on the floor nomination for Tim Slocum. And those in favor of Tim Slocum, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those opposed? 2. Do we do another vote? No vote? Okay. So the motion carries. Tim Slocum, congratulations as council chair.
Thank you very much. Well, I'd like to thank all my colleagues, including those who I didn't have complete support of, but I know throughout the year we will have all the support we need because we have a big, ambitious agenda. And I know the goings on of this include the election of a council vice chairman. But what I'd like to do is really say what I think our vision is and what if it's not a vision, it's certainly a laid out plan. We have an approved parks project, which is up and coming. It's a big job ahead of us. This council won't be disarmed by it, but it won't be distracted by it, but it's got to get it done. We have an enormous school agenda, which I think we're be ready to get out of the gate in the next 4 months I think it has to get out of the gate by then. And that's certainly an ambitious goal. So when you glue it all together, the 9 of us up here, including the 7 across the street with the Board of Education, are going to be enormously busy with deliverables to the community. And I think each of us will be compelled to really go head forward with, all feet in. And I know this council is very experienced. I know we're joined by John Mylone, who's going to be an excellent asset. We're all going to be appreciative to have. But I know we have the wherewithal and the capacity and the ability and the temperaments and just about everything else we're going to need to get it done. And I know we can all count on each other. I know we don't have to agree on everything. I know that's the way it is, and that's life, and I won't cry about it. And I just wanted to just say that as a general statement. I also have a commitment to this council to lead with one voice and one vote. I don't tell anybody what to do, and that's the way it goes. And we'll figure it all out as we go along. So thank you very much. And Peter, I think to your point, you are correct, but we still have the ladies with us. They'll have strong and important voices and always have. And I do agree, and it was very obvious, there's a lot more women interested in running for office, and that's a terrific thing. It may be trouble for us down the road in the man category, but it's a challenge I'm up for. Right. So with that, I'll get us back to the regular agenda. And this will essentially take us to the election of the council's vice chairperson. I will nominate Don Walsh to be vice chair. I think Don is an important member of the group. No more important, no less important, but I think he's got a strong voice and an important role to play. And I'd like him, to serve as vice chair. We need a second for that.
Second that.
We have a second
I
from Sandy Pavano. Any other nominations for vice chair? Mr. Talbot.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will nominate Sylvia Nichols as vice chair.
And I'll second.
Thank you
And
for that. You wanna have
Mr.
the
Chair,
choice, Peter?
If I may, I will echo the words I said in my previous nomination, but I will add this. On November 16th, former Chairman Rob Orris ran his last meeting at this very dais. That night, everyone on this council praised his leadership. In his parting statement, he talked about his leadership style, the importance of this council being a team, making sure that every member had a meaningful voice, and then he reiterated a point that he made numerous times during his tenure. I'm one of 9. I implore my colleagues to remember those words as they cast this vote. After the past 3 election cycles, when it came time to decide the leadership positions, I always got a call from Mr. Orris asking my opinion and asking for my support. This year, I received a text informing me that the decision had already been made. Look, I've been around long enough. I understand politics and the importance of winning elections. But less than 3 weeks from Mr. Orris's last meeting, do we want to completely abandon the leadership philosophy of inclusion that we all praised, or do we want to take a step backwards? We are all individuals, and we are all just one voice of 9. In my 10 years on the council, I have never once been asked to vote a certain way by my party. After tonight, will all of you be able to say the same? Tonight, vote for what you feel is right, and most importantly, vote as an individual. Thank you.
Any other nominations? Well, I guess it's time to call for a vote. All those in favor of Mr. Walsh, raise their hand. Opposed? Well, it looks like the yeas have it, and that's the way it goes. This is always the hardest part of a meeting. I can't speak for Don. I'll let him do that. That's obviously his role to play. I will just ask, Don, why don't you just come up and have an opportunity to say whatever you want to say? All in good fun and good form.
First of all, I want to thank those of my colleagues who supported me. And again, to Peter and Jim, I understand it's one voice, and I understand, my role in this council is going to be what Don Walsh feels is the best for this community. I've always put this community first, and I will continue to do that. And I may disagree with some of the people on the dais here, but at the end of the day, we are all one group, and we're all here for the same reason, to make sure the town of Cheshire is run well, and we continue to move forward. And that's really what it's all about. And I want to thank you, and I hope to prove the two of you wrong, that I am going to make a good vice chair here. I will support Mr. Slocum in everything he does, and there may be times where I disagree with him, and we'll deal with that at those times. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh. Okay, with that, you guys, we're going to now move to a review of the council rules of procedure. And since I haven't memorized them and they were just put in front of us, if anyone wants to take a look at them, I know one of the things that had come up, and we really don't vote on this tonight, they're just brought up and discussed. There may be things the group will look at once they search this, and think there could be a change with. I know one that, for more practical reasons, it just became more form that many of our executive sessions ended up being moved to the rear anyway. And sometimes you need to have an executive session in the beginning before you vote on something. But beyond that, it's my suggestion that the council consider the repositioning of executive session to the last item of business before adjournment. Obviously, the chair can switch that around as needed, particularly if a vote is pressing and we really need to discuss it prior to a vote or something. We have flexibility, obviously, in the budget. I mean, in the agenda. But that's one proposed change. You guys want to review everything, and if there's anything different, we will make actionable this on the what's our meeting? The 15th, the 14th? 14th. That's when it's on the agenda for approval. But if there's anything else, just get them. I'd appreciate that they be shared among the entire council, just so we can chew it over, whatever has to be done. And is there anything else someone might want to voice that they had thought of? Okay. Well, it's a quick read, but it's hard to read it here. So with that, we also have our calendar. Oh, that's that. Yep, you're correct, Marilyn. You were right. And so essentially, I just don't have that in my possession. May I have that for the appropriate? Oh, thank you. Okay. I had a couple of sets of rules of procedure.
Do you have copies? Okay.
Yeah, that'll be great. And I think there was, the other thing might have been lacking was the liaison and the other appointments. You have, oh, same print, okay. Dupla printed, excellent. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Did you get that? Did you get, she didn't give you the dates, right?
There. Oh, I guess I didn't get the dates. There we go. Yep. Oh, yeah, there we go. We should have a rehearsal before the organizational meeting. Okay. So these liaison situations and committee assignments have been discussed beforehand with all members of the council. But this is still an opportunity if somebody's, having second thoughts and wants to do something different. Probably a good time to reshape this now than later. But all 9 of us have exchanged communications on this. Okay. So there's no motion
Tim,
to accept.
Just a question. You
Yep.
got me on 3 commissions that I wasn't aware of. The third one, was that a new decision? You've got me Inland Wetlands, Library, Performing and Fine Arts, and I wasn't aware of that one. Was that your choice to put me there?
I thought we had made some changes that I had submitted to the,
I hadn't seen anything
because
about
we had
that.
discussed all those. I didn't bring my,
Yeah, I
packet.
didn't
There was a
remember hearing
change.
that.
I
in the
thought I had sent a
discussion.
final
That's
list.
all right.
No, because if there's an issue, we'll get it resolved now. I didn't bring my original paperwork. I apologize. I forgot about it.
Inland Wetlands, yeah, I didn't realize that you had put me there, which is.
Well,
okay.
Some of these things you don't really have to show up for.
Okay. I show up for them,
But if
yeah.
someone wants to, you can audit
Yeah,
them,
Okay.
get the minutes. It's a regulatory body. We have no action and can read about. I think we may have started out
My
with.
mistake if I didn't.
Yeah, and I
Just
can't,
remember.
yeah. But if it's an issue, we can take care of it at another meeting. And then, of course, you had your council committees again. So anything, we can go past that now? Okay.
Is there a list of the town council committees?
There is a list. Would you like it dictated?
No, I can draft your.
Yeah, it's on the back of the liaisons.
I got it. I'm sorry, I didn't look up that. Got it. We're all set.
Okay. And so finally, we have the calendar. And as you notice, the calendar of meetings is very deceptive for council people. This would get a lot of people on the council if they thought this was a 1 meeting a month deal. But our first meeting is December 14th, followed by those other meetings. I've been assured there's no anniversaries or birthdays of council people on these dates. And all the other holidays have been included as well. So if we missed a birthday or an anniversary, let me know. Did we get you on? What date is it, Peter?
September 13th.
September 13th. That's my son Nathan's birthday as well. So that's a good reason to look for a date change on that. Unless Peter doesn't really care about his anniversary.
I've attended meetings on that day before.
I
It's just that at this age, Tim, it's just another day.
But it's okay. You said that in public. I got to tell you, you're brave. And going home tonight. But I know, she's like my wife. She never watched a meeting. So we're going to be okay with that date. You're good with that. But I will put an asterisk on that. Well, it's Nate's birthday. It's my son's birthday. Okay. That we do have to move. So I guess I'll just read the motion since it's in front of me. Be it resolved, the town council approves resolution 120621-1. Be it resolved, the town council approves the following meeting dates for the 2022 council regular meetings. All meetings are held at council chambers on the second Tuesday of each month at 7 p.m. unless otherwise indicated. Second, please. Thank you, Mr. Belliber. All those in favor of those dates? Well, we all agree to something. Okay, with that, unless someone has something they want to add to the menu by vote, we're up against adjournment. And that's a nice perfunctory 20 minutes. Okay, we have a motion. Mr. Bowery, Mr. Veliver, is that how I saw it? All those in favor? We're adjourned. Thank you for your time and effort.